All right, we are live on the Coach Eli television network. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight. It is Monday, November 15th, 2021. If you're watching this live, if you're here on the replay, don't worry. My live streams have tremendous replay value, so you didn't miss anything. Stick around. I have some great, crazy dating stories to share with you tonight. More crazy dating stories, because the more of these stories that I share with you folks and help you work through these issues, it's going to tremendously help you accomplish whatever you want to accomplish regarding your dating life, which is hopefully a real, true, loving, caring, and everlasting romantic relationship, because that's what I'm here to help people with. I'm not a hookup coach or a pickup artist type of coach. I am a coach that helps people find the love of their life. That's what I am all about. But before we get to that tonight, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. And let me also, I had to rush to start this thing. So I didn't get a chance to get myself situated. Forgive me here a second. Let me get all situated and look nice and pretty for you all on the camera. Whew. Oh, I love this spider outfit. Let me make sure that the back end is rolling smoothly as well of all three platforms that we're streaming on. YouTube looks well. Facebook is rolling smoothly. Oh, we got 2 people on Facebook already. That's awesome. Say hello if you'd like. And D Live is rolling well. All right. We are looking good. So, how's everybody been? It's been a little while since I've done a public live stream. Well, I did my first public live stream in about a week or so. Earlier today, I did a walking. Excuse me. My allergies are really kicking in, and I've been talking a lot. My voice is a little hoarse, so forgive me if I have to clear my throat every now and then. But I did a Walking with Purpose live stream earlier today, and basically it was about positivity and making the world a more positive place, and what you can do as an individual, starting with yourself first, to make it a better, positive place. I also released my first of many pre-recorded, short versions of my Walking with Purpose in 4K at 60 frames per second. I released a video titled "Use the Takeaway with Women. It Works." And I have many more of those pre-recorded Walking with Purpose short videos in 4K at 60 frames per second coming down the road this week. Tomorrow, I've got a video titled "The No Contact Rule in 2021/2022. Has it changed? Or is it still the same? Is there anything new regarding the no contact rule that we've known about here in the dating world for quite some time? That'll be released tomorrow morning, early afternoon at some point. And then on Wednesday, I've already got this uploaded and it's processing. We're going to be releasing the Walking with Purpose in 4K 60, titled "When a Woman Says, Let's Be Friends First." When a woman says, "Let's be friends first," how do you handle that if you're a guy that is seeking a romantic relationship? So, and many more. I'm going to be putting out, for the most part, a new pre-recorded Walking with Purpose video in 4K at 60 frames per second, as much as possible, Mondays through Fridays from here on out. Now, I may take some time off. I may skip a few days every now and then, but I've really gotten into the rhythm of getting these things recorded. And lots of content, lots more content is coming here to this channel and wherever I put out content on the internet. I've got so much going on. I'll share more about that as the show goes on. But yeah, just check that out. Check out the Walking with Purpose live stream I did earlier. And yeah, there's just a lot going on. Too much to mention right now, but just stick around. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notification if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook and D Live, you're going to want to come on over to YouTube, because besides these live stream in-studio simulcasts, these in-studio live stream simulcasts, which is what I'm trying to say, all the rest of my content pretty much goes to YouTube. So you're going to want to stick around with that. And I have a new venture I've been talking about that I've created 12 pieces of content already that I have not released publicly yet. So stay tuned here, especially on YouTube. That's where you're going to find out what's coming soon to this channel. Well, the lady behind the scenes is already sending me text messages. All right. Well, I appreciate the compliment, ma'am. It's all good, but I got to keep this professional. All right. She's working the late shift tonight. She's got a little free time, so she's tuning in right now. All right. Without further ado, let's not waste any time, and let's just get right to. Well, actually, I forgot to mention one thing I haven't talked about in a while. This is still happening. Let's switch on over to the browser screen and make you folks aware that aren't aware of this yet. I have a brand new subreddit that I created a little over 2 months ago, or about 2 months ago or so, where I help both men and women with emotional support or with anything you need help with regarding your life coaching needs. It's the Genuine Emotional Support Group for men and women on Reddit at reddit.com/r/real emotional support. And in this group, if I turn off the chat here for a second to show you, if I scroll down to the section where it says community topics, you can see it right there. The topics we discuss here: men's health, relationship advice, women's health, U.S. politics, entrepreneurship, careers, self-employment, self-help, politics, dating, business, economics, and finance, and anything else that involves life, which is pretty much anything. Anything you need help with to get a better grip on your life that requires, a little support to get a better grip on your life. I would be happy to help you. Go ahead and just post your questions, comments, or anything, legitimate in the chat or in the Reddit forum, and I will respond to you within 24 hours or less, usually. Now, this is a heavily moderated group, so the only thing that I ask and heavily moderate is trolls. And as you can see, let me see here. Where is that? Cancel that. Here we go. The only rules we have here: no trolling, no attacking, no hate. There will be no trolling allowed in this group. Additionally, no hate will be allowed. All postings need to be created in the most professional, respectful, and mature ways. This is a zero tolerance policy. The first time you violate this rule will result in being permanently banned. This is an emotional support group to uplift people, not put them in a worse state than before joining this group. I am telling you folks, I have dealt with so much hatred and trolling and stupid shit in my life, online and offline. I have zero tolerance for it. So don't even screw this up one time. If you're respectful, professional, mature, and you have legitimate questions that you need legitimate help with, I'd be happy to help you. I can spot trolls a mile away. You troll, you're gone. No questions asked. And that is that. So yeah, join the Genuine Emotional Support Group once again at reddit.com/r/real emotional support. Oops, hang on a second here. I just screwed up there. I'm trying to copy the link here so I can share it in the YouTube chat. It's below in the description of YouTube. But I'm going to share it in the chat on YouTube. It's at the bottom of the chat on D Live, and I'm going to share it in the Facebook chat. Hey, Basil, how you doing? How you been? It's been quite some time. Welcome to the show. Interestingly enough, I noticed something happening on Facebook lately. Either they now allow 1080p live streaming for everybody, or they basically unlocked 1080p live streaming for my account. So now I'm broadcasting on Facebook at 1080p at 60 frames per second, just like I am on YouTube. So you folks out there are getting great quality. So that's another little side note there. But yeah, join the emotional support group if you want to keep in touch with me more often and ask any questions, comments, or concerns you may have. Or you can even suggest future video topic requests, and if they are a topic or something that I feel would bring value for my entire audience, I will create a video on it or do a live stream on it as soon as possible. Okie dokie. All right. Folks, ready to get right to it? Where are my mods that said they would be here? Dion, Queen Helen Casey, and anyone else. I'm sure they're going to pop in throughout the night. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. The show must go on. We don't need anybody here chatting to run the show. People can always watch the replay. So let's get to the crazy dating stories of this show. This is Crazy Dating Stories Volume 2. I do this every so often to share with you folks what other men and women out there are experiencing in today's crazy modern dating world, and how to overcome the situations they're going through to find the true love and happiness that they want and that you want as well. So let's start off with the first of 5 Reddit postings. I'm going to try to get through 3 of them, then take a break, and then come back and read the last 2, depending on how long the first 2 are. I may take a break after the second one, but we'll just see how it goes. In the middle, I'll take a break and come back and finish up the rest. So let's go ahead and switch back over to the browser source and get to the first of 5 Reddit postings / questions. This first one is from the subreddit Ask Men. And the original poster states, how to become a boyfriend material from a husband material. Interesting question. Let's see what he wrote. Of the few times I have received compliments from women, they have been about how I'd make a great husband. I kind of feel it is a nice way to say I'm not attractive. How in the world is that saying you're not attractive, bro? If a woman is saying you would make a great husband, that's a compliment, in my opinion. Unless you're dealing with women that don't believe in marriage, or are, in other words, trying to say you're too nice of a guy and they're not ready for that yet. And they're just looking to have some fun. So they're just letting you know, you'd make a great husband, but, we're not ready for commitment yet. We're just out there having fun. I mean, it might be a polite way of them saying they're not attracted to you, but that doesn't mean you're not attractive. It just means you're not attractive to that particular woman, right? Look, there are guys that are 9s and 10s on the attractive scale that hot women don't feel attraction for. Attraction is based at an individual level. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I think you're kind of reading a bit too far into this. And if you're going to allow one out of the many millions of women out there that are single and available for you to have a chance to date, if you're going to let just this one woman derail you, bro, come on, dude. Don't let a woman do that to you, man. I'm quiet and tend to be meek. So basically, you're probably a little antisocial. You're probably a little bit shy. Maybe you're in your early 20s and you're inexperienced. Okay, I can understand that. you should tell us your age and all that so we get a better idea of your situation. But that's what I assume. I assume he's in his early 20s and, he's inexperienced. What changes should I focus on to become a boyfriend material? Well, in my opinion, if you're not a good boyfriend, you'll never make a good husband, right? Because no woman's going to meet you on the first date and expect you to propose to her. It doesn't work like that. Women typically want to marry men that have been great boyfriends or great guys to date, right? And you should be looking at women in the same way. You're going to want to marry a woman, if you do want to get married one day, that actually is a decent woman, right? A decent girlfriend. I think you're letting the social stigma of, when women say, "Oh, you're great husband material," I think you're letting that lead you to believe that you're too nice of a guy, or you're much further ahead than these women are, and these women just want to date and have fun. If you want to just date and have fun, that's what you should be doing. And if you end up falling in love, and you realize you both want to spend the rest of your lives together, it'll just come in due time. I think you're just overthinking this. You're young, naive, and inexperienced. That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's read what the comments section wrote. Spend time away from folks that tell you what kind of material you are. Okay. I would agree with that. I mean, well, there's nothing wrong with a woman saying that, he's husband material, but what else is she saying? Is she saying that because he's being too nice and, he's kind of like, trying to pressure her into a relationship or something and she's not ready for it? Like, you never pressure a woman into anything. You just take her out on dates. Your job as a man is to hang out, have fun, and hook up. And then, after a few months, if the woman, is ready to move things forward, then she'll let you know. And then she'll ask you, where do you stand? At that point, then you can tell her. But let her come to you. Underrated comment. Maybe it needs more than 6 minutes to gather upvotes. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean there. Okay, this is ridiculous. Be fun. You're totally the guy they'd love to stay home with. But are you the guy they want to go out with? See, that's what I think is happening here. I think this guy is being way too nice of a guy, and he's being way too compliant. When the woman asks him questions, he answers them in the way that he thinks she wants them answered, not how he actually feels. Just be yourself. I think this guy was trying to suck up to this woman because she was probably very attractive, and he felt that would be the best way to get her. No, you just be yourself. And if she likes you, she likes you. If not, you both move on and find someone else that you both like. That's how it goes. And then the original poster gets back, goes, "Not really. I lack assertiveness." Well, that's your problem, man. If you're not assertive, then, the woman is probably thinking that she's stronger than you. And if a woman perceives you to be weaker than her emotionally, right, or mentally, or if you don't take risks, and she takes risks, she'll perceive you as weak. And she's not going to respect you. So she's looking at you as great husband material, maybe down the road when she's ready to settle down for that. But right now, maybe she just wants to date and see what happens. That's what most people want to do. They want to date and see what happens. They want to have fun. Relationships should be fun, interesting. They should be romantic. They should be full of sexual energy. You should be doing some traveling, maybe some hiking, maybe some nice dinners. You're overthinking it, dude. You got to be a man and be the leader. You're not being the leader. When you say I lack assertiveness, now I know exactly what she meant by saying, you're a great husband material. And quite frankly, maybe you aren't even great husband material, because a husband that's going to be running a household with a wife and some kids needs to be a great leader. And it sounds like you're not a good leader. You got to grow up here, bro. Here's a highlighted message. You don't have to be assertive to leave the house and go places. Well, that actually does require being assertive. Being assertive is saying, hey, babe, let's go walk. Let's go take a walk today. What do you think about that, babe? Let's go take a walk, right? Listen to my voice. Instead of me saying, if I told my woman, hey, babe, are you free? Do you still happen to be free this Wednesday? I would like it if you would go on a walk with me. Would you be able to listen to that, right? How attractive is that? That's not attractive at all. The way I would handle it is, hey, babe, what are you up to on Wednesday on your day off? She'd probably say, oh, I'm free. What do you have in mind, babe? She'd say, I was thinking about maybe we get together. Let's go and take a nice walk before the sun goes down, and then we can go and have a nice dinner. I'd love to take you to that nice restaurant we've been talking about. How does that sound to you, babe? All right. Listen to my tonality. Listen to my assertiveness, me being direct. I'm not being a jerk. I'm not being pushy. I'm being a man. I'm being someone that she can depend on. She can trust, right? I'm being someone that is taking her on a journey unlike any other man has. So being assertive is very important. Find stuff that's interesting and fun and do them with and without a girl. Well, that's true. You don't need a woman to do things. Oh, I turned off the chat. I need to turn it back on. Well, nobody's chatting anyways, but the chat's back on now. It's all good. I didn't miss anything. All right, let's continue here. Join clubs. Go somewhere to watch your favorite sports team. Find an Irish bar where the barman knows you by name. Like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came, right? A great place to take a date on a winter night. Well, the best place to take your date on a winter night, after that dinner is back to your bachelor pad, right? Snuggle up in that king-size bed. For me, it's a California king-size bed. Very comfy. Lots of room. Lots of room. This is more about you bettering yourself. Honestly, if you are out having a good time, women will want to join you. That's what it's all about. You got to be fun. You got to be outgoing. You got to be assertive. You got to smile. You're just being a shy, timid, boring guy. That is not interesting to any women. Heck, even the shy and timid women would get bored by a shy and timid guy. Now, in the past, when I was single, I came across, some shy and timid women that really liked the fact that I was assertive. But at the same time, I also came across shy and timid women that were intimidated by an assertive, outgoing guy. Everybody is different. You just have to find someone that you gel with. But typically, women do respect men that are assertive and direct and decisive, can make a decision, know how to make plans, and know how to keep things fun, lighthearted, and interesting, right? That's it. That's what it's all about. This isn't about being assertive. This isn't about being assertive. This is about not sitting at home waiting for life to happen. You're contradicting yourself right there. Going out there and making shit happen, making things happen is being assertive, right? It's taking risks. It's putting yourself out there, throwing yourself into the fire, right? This dude sounds like he's a socially awkward type of person, or maybe he's shy. Maybe he lacks a lot of social skills. Maybe the way he was raised, he didn't have a lot of nurturing love. Maybe his family didn't have many gatherings where he was socializing with the family. So, that's what I think his problem is. His problem is lack of being assertive, and that's hurting him. And women are trying to tell him in a polite way that he's great husband material because he's just too nice of a guy, and maybe just not assertive at all, not direct. He's just a nice guy. He's just a nice guy that may be easygoing, but it's just really boring to be around. In essence, this guy is very boring to be around. He's not fun. Just want to mention that I'm a bartender in an Irish bar, and I absolutely love helping my regulars with their dates. That's cool. You should be a coach then. Bartenders are kind of like a coach because they typically have a lot of experience in not only dating but dealing with people. I mean, they serve people drinks every day, right? So they're used to being social. So yeah, that's nice to hear. I'm interested in this. How do you help them? One way is to give them opportunities to be gracious or modest or compliment the woman's appearance or say they look like a cute couple. Small positive interactions, basically. That's nice when a third party comes in and says that, right? Because if that comes from the guy on the first date, if you overly compliment the woman, especially on a first date, that could turn them off. That could make you come off as weak and needy and desperate and insecure. But someone else saying it, that's like, okay, hey, thanks, that's cool, right on. Yeah, it's all good. Yup, I was a bouncer / barback. If a guy or one of my female friends looked like they needed some help, a distraction, awkward silence break, find common ground, or to know people, I was the guy, LOL. I will say my female friends use the I know people one significantly more, miss those girls, LOL. A lot of guys nowadays, guys in their teens and 20s and maybe even early to mid 30s, like the millennials and the post-millennials. A lot of you guys are just very socially awkward because you grew up in a different environment. Your parents raised you differently. You didn't get the traditional morals, values, and ethics. And so, and you didn't have the best social skills, right? Your parents didn't involve you in many social activities, especially with other family. So these guys right now are suffering because they don't know how to socialize, right? Yet they want women. And these women want to be with social men, but these men nowadays don't have the social skills because of their upbringing. So that's where the struggle is at, in my opinion. And I can help you guys work through it. It's not that difficult. You just have to put yourself out there and just, ease yourself on in, or just throw yourself on in. Go hang out at some bars every now and then. I don't really like bars for myself personally to find women, but that might be a place that might help you boost your confidence. Join some meetup.com groups. Go to meetup.com and find some groups regarding some activities you enjoy, and then socialize with those people. And after a while, you're going to be a natural. And then when it comes to women, you will naturally be able to socialize with them. I think that's where the issue is here. Hey, thanks for the $20,000 tip you left me last time. Or, hey, thanks for lending me your Ferrari last Monday. You're such a rich and generous man. I don't understand. These people in these forums, they write some stupid things sometimes. I'm not going to read that one right there. Oh, my God. Anyway, that's enough here. I think the rest of these comments here are just ridiculous, comments that immature, young adults make. Even some grown adults make these immature comments, and we don't need to read them. All right, let's go to the next one here. We are at 29 minutes. I'm going to go through one more, then I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back and do the last three. Okay, let's see here. This is from the subreddit, Dating Over 30. And the title is Ghosted and I feel good about it. The original poster writes, "Hi everyone. I, male 32, got rid of all my dating apps and it felt great for me. I did not had, it should be have, but that's okay. I did not have any problems meeting people there, but the experience was just draining. I like being with the same person, so the speed and process of online dating is not for me." What you're saying is that, people on online dating are going to quickly eliminate you or want to move pretty quickly, or it's just never going to work. The truth of the matter is, whether you meet people online or offline, the process is still the same. The difference with online is that both men and women are getting a ton of matches, right? And a ton of connections. And so both the man and the woman is talking to multiple people, and both the man and the woman are trying to figure out who is the right fit, right? So I think that the reason why it's draining for you is because you haven't learned to be able to decipher when a woman you're talking with has a large rush of attraction and interest for you, or is it just kind of mediocre and you're just on the back burner? You got to gauge the level of attraction a woman has for you as quickly as possible, or else it will get draining, because you're going to be talking with a bunch of women that are going to have a mediocre level of interest in you, but they're talking to some other guys that they have more of an interest in. And if it pans out with those guys, they will just ghost you out of the blue. And that's why you're getting drained. So you got to get to the point. You got to get them to the phone, and you got to meet them as soon as possible. See, that's what I used to do. I used to go from messaging after one or two messages to asking for their number. If they gave me their number, we'd get on the phone. If that phone call went well, we were meeting either that night or the next day or within a few days, or at least by the end of the week or the weekend if it was during the week. And if that didn't happen, it would never go anywhere. You got to go boom, boom, boom. I met a person through a common hobby, and we went out a couple of times and eventually kissed during a concert last week. I told her that I care about her and would really like to see her again. Since then, I did not get a response from my follow-up text, and I did not write her again. So I got basically ghosted, and I am quite happy now. Okay. So you met a woman through a common hobby, and you went out a couple of times. You kiss at a concert, and then you told her that you care about her and would like to see her again. Dude, it's not your job to do that. Your job is not to profess your feelings for a woman until the woman does it first. And that typically takes anywhere from 6 weeks to, which is a month and a half, anywhere from a month and a half to 3 months. If you're seeing the woman for a month and a half to 3 months or so, and she's really into you and keeps seeing you, around that time, the month and a half to 3 month period, she will ask you, "Hey, where do we stand? Like, how do you feel about it?" Right? You vomited your feelings on this woman after a couple of dates because she was probably pretty hot, and you wanted to try to lock her down so, you could keep her away from other guys. You were chasing her, in essence, dude, and you just chased her out of your life. That's why you got ghosted, bro. You got ghosted because you vomited your feelings on her, man. That's what you did. I told her that I care about her and would really like to see her again. It's not your job, bro. You don't tell her that early on. And when the date ends, you say, "Had a great time. I really enjoyed spending time with you." And You can say, hey, you know what? If you like to hang out again sometime, um, reach out to me. Have a good night. Let her go. That's not what you did here, bro. You tried to lock her down because she's probably very hot. Since then, I did not get a response from my follow-up text. Why did you write a follow-up text, bro? Because she didn't get back to you after you vomited your feelings on her. And I did not write her again, so I basically got I got basically ghosted, and I am quite happy now. Well, why are you happy about that? Dude, you don't even realize what you did. You screwed up. Every guy, including myself, has made this mistake in our teens and 20s. I think you're 32. Being 32, bro, if you haven't figured this out yet, why you got ghosted, you're a little far behind, man. I hope this teaches you a lesson. This seems controversial, but I am quite proud of my response. Quite proud of your response. What do you mean, dude? As someone with trust issues, got cheated upon, toxic relationships, etc., and low self-esteem before I entered the dating pool again, I am quite impressed by my inner response. I just said okay and moved on, without any remorse or bad feelings towards myself or her. But dude, you tried to lock her down. You tried to vomit your feelings on her. You still, you still have low self-esteem, bro. You're trying way too hard, dude. You care way too much about the outcome of every woman you go out with, and women pick up on that, and they sense your insecurities, maybe emotional instability, low self-esteem, low self-respect, and that repels the woman. Your vibe, dude, is not the vibe that would normally attract a woman. Your vibe is the vibe of an immature, insecure guy that has a lot of emotional issues. And you do. It sounds like to me you're writing it here. You have to fix those issues completely before you put yourself out there, or it's never going to work for you. I see that a sign of progress and that healing is possible, even if you went through a lot of bad things. Well, obviously, bro, you're still going through things. You're explaining it here, and that's why it didn't work out with this woman. And you tried to lock her down because you were trying to use her as an emotional crutch, which is what I'm trying to say. When you're supposed to be the man, the assertive one, the leader, you needed her. You needed her for emotional support when it should be the other way around. Women typically look at men for their emotional strength, and they need us for emotional support. You, in essence, dude, were acting like the woman, and maybe the woman you were with was acting like the man. It'll never work when the sexual polarity is flipped. I am not really sure what I want to say with that post. Maybe some of you experienced similar stories, so take that as a sign of hope. That's what it is for me. Thanks for everyone reading until here, and have a nice day. Well, dude, that's poor English. Well, you're welcome, bro. Whatever I made out of that sentence there. And, yeah, you know what? You've got some emotional issues. You've got quite a lot to work through, but it sounds like at least you've identified the issue and you're trying to work through it. And I think by putting this posting out there, and after what happened, with this last woman, and you kind of just let it go, I think you're going to start to realize things over the course of time, maybe in the next few years, and you're going to end up working through your emotional issues, and then at that point, hopefully you'll be ready to put yourself back out there in a better place, emotionally and spiritually, mentally, etc. And then once you get there, then you will find a woman, and you will take your time to get to know her. And you won't try to lock her down. You just take her out on dates. You'll hang out, have fun, and hook up. And then when it comes time, for the relationship discussion, the woman will bring it up if it gets to that point, typically a month and a half to 3 months into a new relationship. All right, let's check out a few comments here before we step away for our first break. All right. Their non-response is what you should always view as significant response and in of itself. Continue to identify and work on your trust issues and get better at your own care. Good job on practicing acceptance and that the chemistry wasn't there. Well, I wouldn't quite say the chemistry wasn't there. I think this woman realized that he wasn't in a good place emotionally. And he was trying to lock her down after 2 dates. He was vomiting his feelings on her. So even if she was physically attracted to him, his actions of what he did, that's what turned her off. It's not just about looks, folks. It's about the emotions. It's about mental connection. It's about spiritual connection. It's about how you carry yourself, right? Let's see. So continue to identify and work on your trust issues and get better at your own care. Good job on practicing acceptance that the chemistry wasn't there, it wasn't a match, etc. And look at this as a major win in your effort to maintain emotional control. That's what he needs to work on. He needs to maintain emotional self-control, which I don't think this guy displayed a lack of emotional self-control. I think that this guy was displaying emotional dependency on a woman, because maybe this is a traumatic issue he experienced stemming back to his childhood. Maybe his mother didn't nurture him enough. Maybe he didn't have his biological mother. Maybe his father raised him. We don't know. We don't know the rest of the story, but that's typically where it stems towards, or stems from, I mean. Original poster says, thanks for the uplifting comment. All right. It is okay to have negative feelings when something like this happens. Well, I understand what you mean by that, but what's more important than letting it out, and I wouldn't say necessarily having negative feelings, it's just letting it out, right, and letting it go, is identifying what happened. That's what's more important, is identifying what happened. And I think he's beginning to see why he's not getting the results he wants to get, why he feels the way he feels about himself. He has to realize that the problem is him and it's not the woman. Now, I'm not saying that women don't ever cause any problems. Some do, some don't. In this case, this guy needs to work through his stuff first before he'll have any chance with any reasonable woman, for dating, right? I'm surprised he got 2 dates. After 2 dates, the guy is trying to lock her down and vomit his feelings. If he did it on the first date, there wouldn't have been a second date. So obviously, this woman liked him enough to go on a second date. If she didn't, she wouldn't. But then he started vomiting his feelings, so guess what? She ghosted him. What got him ghosted was him trying to lock her down. And I think he was trying to do it because he was coming off as emotionally dependent on her. And for a man to be emotionally dependent on a woman is not normal or healthy at all. It's not. It's not manly at all. It's just not. Let's see here. It is okay to be unhappy. Well, in my opinion, I think men need to learn how to better work through their emotions. I think men need to be stronger. Yes, we're all going to be unhappy at times. We're all going to go through things. And yes, at times we're going to vent. But a real strong, good man is going to, most of the time, just end up saying, you know what, it is what it is. It just wasn't meant to be. She wasn't the right one for me. Maybe I need to work on myself. Maybe I need to lose a few pounds, get some better clothing. Maybe my attitude sucked that night. Okay. It's always going to be a learning experience. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But if you're going to come out and say it is okay to be unhappy, I think that's, kind of like projecting right there. Who wants to be unhappy, right? I wouldn't say it's okay to be unhappy, but unhappiness is going to happen to everyone at some point or another. And at one point, if you've gone through so many unhappy things, you're going to, figure that it's just not even worth being unhappy anymore. If things don't work out, they just don't work out. You just move on, you remain happy, and move on and attract somebody that's going to be a better fit for you. But if you are unhappy, after something doesn't work out, after one or two dates, you're going to attract a new person being unhappy. You have to always try to be as happy as possible. That's what makes you most attractive. To think the other person is kind of crap for doing that, etc. Yeah, I used to behave this way. I used to try to blame everything on the other person, when in actuality, the only person you have to blame for things not working out is yourself. There's no need to blame others. It took me a while to get to that point, to think that way in my life, but that's the best way to think because hey, things are either going to work out or they're not, okay? And you can't always blame the other person for things not working out. You have to understand, hey, what was it about you that affected it from not working out? Maybe you just weren't her type, and that's okay. Maybe you tried to come on too strong. Maybe you tried to lock her down after 2 dates like this guy did. Men need to get better at owning up to their stuff. And men need to learn how to work through things quicker and not be as angry and bitter. So for me, I wouldn't come out and say it's okay to be unhappy. That sounds kind of negative to me. The key is to avoid having those emotions impact more than the immediate moment of your life because you got better and bigger things going on, King. Well, I can agree with you on that. That makes sense. That I will agree with you to a certain extent there. Okay? You want to avoid being overly emotional. Yeah, sometimes you're going to have some emotions. Sometimes, maybe talking things out with the woman might be warranted, right? But if it's not meant to be and, it's not working for her, or let's say she just ghosts you, just, hey, move on. Don't try to reach out to her. Accept it. It wasn't meant to be. Work on yourself, better yourself, and at some point you'll end up finding someone that will be happy to have a relationship with you and possibly a life with you. All right, let me see here. We are at 48 minutes. I'm going to step away for a break here in a few. It's almost 11 p.m. Eastern. It's 10:58 p.m. Eastern, 7:58 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to probably wrap this up by no later than 9:15 or 9:30 Pacific, which is 12:15 or 12:30 a.m. after midnight Eastern. Let me read one more here. You can choose a ready guide in some celestial voice. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Okay. If it isn't yes, it's no. Some people just can't or won't say no outright, and there are good reasons and bad reasons to just ghost. I've heard and read the horror stories. If a woman ever ghosts me in the future, I'll just remember the horror stories and make the more charitable assumption. Before I go on my first break, well, there may be one more comment I may read here. This is the reason why women and men both ghost nowadays. I've done it myself. I don't like it, but I've done it, and I'll tell you why. It is because typically the person that gets ghosted is way more emotionally invested into the relationship than you are. And when that happens, okay, when that happens, and the other side that's not as emotionally invested, at least not yet, gets overwhelmed and wants to move on, that other side knows if they tell the side that's very emotionally invested that they don't want to be with them, it's going to set them off like a fireworks show. It's going to trigger them to the point of where, like, I don't even want to say it. I mean, there are some women out there in this situation, and maybe even some men in this situation that would take their lives. And so a lot of times, that's why people will ghost. It's not because people don't want to break up with a person, like they did in the old days. In the old days, when we didn't have cell phones or the internet, we had to break up in person, right? But nowadays, we have emails, instant messages, etc., right? Text messaging, all that. And it's much easier to do it that way. I don't really like it, but I understand why it happens, because people just do not want to deal with the emotional overload of the person that they're ghosting. It's another way of saying, hey, I don't want to be with you. It's another way of just breaking up. It is. As much as I don't like ghosting, I understand why it happens. I do. One more here. Controversial opinion. I'm fine being ghosted after a date or two. At 1 or 2 dates, while I may have had a great time with a person and wanted to continue seeing them, I am still not very emotionally invested in them. I agree. I'm the same way. I'm optimistic, but I'm also aware that I barely know a person. I think people know after one date if they want to see each other again or not. Typically, if a woman's really into you, you'll be making out pretty good on the first date. Not necessarily having sex, that's a possibility, but at least you'll be making out pretty good. And if that happens, then you pretty much know that you both are interested in the same level. If that doesn't happen, then, it's a toss-up. And typically, the woman is really not that into you if you're into her. Let's see. I might be a little disappointed, but it is water off a duck's back, and I am not looking for an explanation of why they don't want to see me, nor do I feel like I need one. Yeah, you got guys. This happens more with guys than women. Guys, you have to understand that you want to be with a woman that is really into you. And if a woman is really into you, she'll make it easy for you. She'll move mountains for you, and it'll just flow. She'll text you every day, and it'll be just normal and natural. If she's not doing that, she's not really into you. Why would you want to be with her in the first place? You guys are getting enamored by women's hot looks, right? And typically, guys that are younger don't understand this. I didn't understand this when I was younger. I wish I knew in my teens and 20s and maybe early 30s what I know now at age 47, almost 48. I mean, I didn't have a problem getting dates and having good times back in those days, but if I knew now, if I knew back then what I know now, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it would have been more amazing of a time than it was. It was a good time back then. Anyway. And I'm not looking for an explanation of why they don't want to see me, nor do I feel like I need one. That's good. Yeah, because here's the thing. I used to feel that way. I used to feel like I needed closure and this and that. Now, if you're dating a woman for a year or 2 or 3, if you've been in a long-term relationship, and I'm saying longer than maybe, 6 months or so, right? I think at that point, closure is a necessity. But if you've gone on a couple of dates with a woman or you dated her for like a month or 2 weeks or something and she ghosts or something, then you know, right? Then you know she really wasn't that into you. You don't need an explanation. But if you've dated someone for years or you were living together and planning on getting married and didn't work, I think an explanation, I think that closure is important there, but that's just me. I am against ghosting when it is someone that you've been dating, have known for an extended period of time. I agree. I just said that in the same way or a different way. Big round of applause. Yeah, big round of applause. It's funny to me how when I come up with a thought based on what the person's saying, and then the next paragraph, they say the same thing I just said in different words. That is very interesting to me. American Dream 7.1. Is that a new channel, bro? Did your channels get deleted? How do I know that's you, Dream? Because that's a new channel. You're not modded on that channel. You were modded on your other channels. What's going on, American Dream? If that's you, can you send me a text message to my phone from your actual cell number? How you doing, bro? What's been going on? Hi, Coach. It's Mike. Wanted to show respect. I'm at work where I'd stay longer. I miss hanging out. I'll talk to you later. Hashtag truth, hashtag respect, hashtag life coach. Dream is looking for trolls, but you're on a new account, Dream. You're not a mod on this account. That's happening to me. The woman has done it to me, I meant. What, ghost you? Everybody ghosts nowadays, Dream. If people ghost, it just wasn't meant to be, right? Twice, girls ghosted me when I was younger. I agree completely, Coach. Knowledge is something we learn from the past, but wisdom is something that helps us change our future. You're right. American Dream 7.1 says, I privatized this channel for a while to take a break from the drama. Take a break from the drama? How about get rid of the drama permanently, Mike? Why wouldn't you just take a break from the drama permanently? Or get rid of it permanently? Let me read this here real quick, and I'll get to the chat before I go on break. Once again, he says, I'm against ghosting when it is someone that you've been dating, have known for an extended period of time. During the summer, I had a guy ghost me after about a month and a half of dating. He and I were acquaintances for years before we began dating, so it's not like I'm barely getting to know someone. Well, he probably just didn't feel the romantic sparks once you got intimate, and because you were friends, he didn't want to tell you and hurt your feelings. But now, you know, he's probably never going to want to be around you again. I think if you've been, if you've known each other for a while and you were acquaintances for years, even if you went out a couple of times, I think at that point you should kind of treat it in the same way as if you were together for a year and give each other some closure, especially if you were, hanging out in similar groups before that or may hang out in those similar groups again. Let's see. In that situation, I found the ghosting to be disrespectful because of the time and energy we had both invested into each other. Yeah, I honestly think that listen, most women are not going to ghost you if they've been with you for at least 6 months. But don't get me wrong. The last woman I was with for a year, maybe a little over a year, she walked out of my place one night, didn't give an explanation, and never talked to me again. He ghosted. Everybody's different, right? Everyone is different. And you just have to chalk it up to, hey, it is what it is, and move on with your life. There's nothing you can do about it. If that person doesn't want to take the mature approach and handle it maturely and respectfully and professionally, like I say, Mike, American Dream 7.1, there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. All right, so let's go back to full screen here. Let's go back to full screen. And let's see what American Dream 7.1 is saying in the chat before I step away from my first break. Exactly, Coach. I'm trying to work on my drinking habit. I need to slow down and completely quit. I know it's you. Brutally Dream 6.2. You know, I heard about you changing your channel name to Brutally Dream 6.2. Now, Mike, let me ask you something. Are you trying to come up as badass, or what are you trying to accomplish by creating that channel name? There are some other people that have probably trolled you, that have also trolled me in the past with a similar name. I'm not going to mention them because I can care less about them, Mike. I'm only mentioning this because I think you kind of copied that. And why? I thought you were a good guy, dude. What's so brutal about you? Or is it just your online persona? Like, is this a game to you? Do you just have fun with the drama during your spare time? Because I don't get it. I don't get it. I was on the wrong channel. I'm back on my bigger channel now. Yeah, but I'm asking you, why did you change your channel name to Brutally Dream 6.2? That's why I didn't want to come in here on this channel. One of those people hacked my account and changed my channel name more than 3 times. I got to wait a little while before I can change it. How in the world did that dude hack your account unless he did a phishing scam and you don't have 2-factor authentication or 2-step verification on your channel, Dream? I never get hacked by anybody, right? Because I know these phishing scams, and I have high security on all my channels. I have 2-step verification on all my channels and every single website I log into. I tried to remove a copyright strike, but didn't know how. I let someone have access to my email, and this is what they did to my name. Well, Dream, never give access to anyone. I don't even know why would someone even ask you for your email, Dream? I don't get it. Why would you give someone access to your email or your channels? I don't get it. But anyway, bro, thank you so much for being here. I was so dumb. I trusted someone and let them have access for a couple hours so they could remove that strike on my email. I screwed up. Let me ask you a question, and you don't have to tell me. So do not put this publicly, Mike, American Dream. But the person that asked for your email to help you with that strike, do I know that person? Can you just at least tell me that? I don't want to know a name. I could care less. But do I know that person? Because I've known people through this group that you've been a part of, and I used to kind of be involved with in the past. There are people that go out there and do that to many people. And it's pretty messed up, to be honest with you. Exactly, Coach, because I didn't know how to remove the copyright strike on YouTube Studio. I had to look on the email and contact YouTube team. All right, I'm gonna take a break, man, because I gotta take a break and come back and go through 3 more Reddit postings. So you can keep typing, bro. If you're still here when I get back, I'll get back to you. Oh, Mike keeps saying it all the time. I know, Coach, I'm careless and I'm a buffoon. I won't make that mistake again. Mike, I've heard you say that about 100 times in the last year. Still love you, though, brother. It's all good. Still have lots of love for you, man. All right, let's cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Let's step away for a break. All right, just need a couple more. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for about maybe an 8 or 9 minute break or so, something like that. When we get back, I've got 3 more Reddit posts I'm going to go over pretty quickly. One is from the subreddit dating_advice titled, Guy I'm Dating Keeps Bringing Up Hot Girls. That's one of them. The next one's going to be from the subreddit relationships_advice titled, Did the Date Go Well? It's a 20-year-old was on a date with a shy guy. A 20-year-old woman was on a date with a shy guy. God, too many shy guys nowadays. Guys, you got to man up, for Christ's sake. Man up, guys. Come on. Jesus. And then we're going to wrap up the night by going to subreddit dating and go over this posting titled, 4th date and still no kiss. Is he nervous or not into me? So the 20-year-old female goes on 4 dates with the guy. The guy goes on 4 dates with her. I mean, if he wasn't attracted to her, he wouldn't go on 4 dates. And she's wondering why he won't even kiss her. Is he nervous or not into me? Well, we're gonna try to dissect all that. We will dissect all that on the flip side after the break. Royalty-free music says Brutally Dream 6.2. So stick around! Stick around! Stick around! We'll be right back! get ready for some Ethan Mixel, which is what I'm trying to say. Ethan Mixel. Yeah, baby, feel it. Pump it up. I want you all to feel real good, all right? Feel real good. It's Monday, start of a new week. I want you to start your new week off on the best foot possible. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Thank you for the text message behind the scenes. Mike American Green to verify that's actually you. Respectfully, professionally, and maturely, right? That's how we do it here, right? That's how we hang over in Coach Eli's neck of the woods, right? Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook in 1080p now as well, and on D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and you'd like to get more than just these live stream in-studio simulcasts, if you want to get almost daily mobile live streams, if you also want to get some great almost daily pre-recorded content, Walking with Purpose style, at 4K 60 frames per second. If you want to become a channel member and get even more, if you want to get everything else besides what you're getting here on these live streams from the studio, you're going to have to come over to YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and you won't miss anything. Yeah. Woo! I'm feeling really good tonight. I'm feeling fantastic. And it's great to be back. I took a week off from live streaming and got a bunch done and got prepared for the future. There's just so much more content coming soon to Coach Eli's Necks of the Wood, and there are many necks you folks aren't even aware of, so stick around and eventually you will find out more. Tonight, we have been running another episode of Crazy Dating Stories Volume 2, and we're about to get right back to it. But first, let's let Ethan Mixel bring us back in to the second segment. Right, Ethan? Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get right back to it because I don't have a whole lot of time, but I've got about another hour to get through three of the more interesting subreddit postings. I always like to save the best for last, so let's go ahead and move on back over to the browser screen. And this is from the subreddit dating_advice. And it's a woman that posts, "Guy I'm dating keeps bringing up hot girls, ? All right, let's see what's going on here. Just got home from my 5th date with this guy, 5 dates. Tonight was the second time he's made comments about hot girls, whether in general or a girl on TV. Honestly, I'm bothered." Well, yeah, if I was with a woman and she kept talking about hot guys on TV or hot guys in general over focusing on me, that would kind of bother me too. I probably wouldn't go on another date with them, right? Or I'd maybe ask them and say, okay, well, so they're hot. All right, that's all good. You think I'm hot, right? Are you happy with me? If not, let me know, and I'll leave that space open for you. That's what I would say. I was in a bad mood after the comment for the whole night and wanted to leave as soon as he said it, but didn't want to cause a scene, so I finished the night and the movie and then left. At this point, I feel stupid if I even bring it up, but it is also bothering me, so I'm thinking of just not talking to him anymore. Well, you could ghost him like everyone else does, or you could have a conversation with him about it and honestly ask him, why does he keep mentioning hot girls? Am I not hot enough for you? I mean, it's a valid concern, in my opinion. I'm a guy saying that. I think you're right here, girl. I find men like this so immature. Maybe he is immature, but we don't know how old you are or he is. Are you in your early 20s? That's what it could be. I don't try to make men I'm dating / interested in feel inferior by bringing up complimenting other men in front of them. Ma'am, I'm going to give you a big round of applause for some great personal maturity. It sounds like to me, ma'am, you are dating a very immature man. You're dating a boy instead of a man. Maybe you both are in your early to mid-20s, and maybe he's not that experienced, or maybe he didn't have the best upbringing. A lot of young men nowadays are just not being raised the same. So I get what you're up against, and you're not wrong for feeling the way you're feeling. Not at all. I would never do that. I just feel really shitty right now. I don't blame you, ma'am. I would basically have one conversation with him, maybe call him up by phone, see what he says, or ask him to meet up with you for some coffee or something. Just say you need to talk. I want to ask you about some things regarding, what we've been talking about, and see how he reacts. And if he doesn't handle it respectfully, professionally, and maturely, ma'am, then kick his ass in the curb. That's it. Let's see what the people in the comments section had to say. Well, next time ask, okay, what am I supposed to do with that information? Should I fist bump you or what? I mean, and then the original poster, if that's her, she looks pretty cute. If that's actually her in the picture. Love this. Had a guy who used to do this. I finally just told him it bothered me. You'd be surprised how many girls will make comments to guys about other girls, trying to seem cool or like one of the guys, or not insecure, etc., etc. You should tell him it made you uncomfortable and see if he stops. If he doesn't, make like MTV and next him. Come on, what kind of a line is that? Make like MTV and next him, or ghost him. I'd have one conversation with him, and if he doesn't, take it seriously and apologize, then I would say, hey, it's not working for me. I'm going to let you go. So you can find someone that's a better, fit for you, right? And I can find someone that's a better fit for me, right? Exactly. I will never pretend to be okay with something I'm not. We're not one of the guys we're supposed to be their girl or partner. There needs to be proper etiquette. Yeah, there is such a thing as proper dating etiquette. There is also common sense. Common decency is a better way to put it. And this guy has none of that because it sounds like he wasn't raised to be that way. It sounds like he wasn't raised with good old-fashioned morals, values, and ethics, and it sounds like you were. So, yeah, have one conversation with him. If he doesn't come around, and based on what I've heard so far about him, I don't think he even really gets it. So, even if you talk with him, he's probably not going to change, and you're probably going to can him anyways. So, yeah, that's what you do. Let's see here. It is terrible etiquette. Sorry, I can't even talk. It is terrible etiquette. If I'm seeing a girl and she pointed out a hot girl, that would be one thing. But a guy doing it with a girl he's just started seeing is juvenile. Leave the boy, find a man. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that! Took the words right out of my mouth. There you go. There you go. If you don't like your partner pointing out hot people, then why is it okay to point out a hot girl but not a hot guy? What kind of a question is that? I don't think people that are dating each other should point out other hot people, especially early on. If you've been dating someone for a while and you're just kind of joking about it, right, that's one thing. But early on to, point out other hot people, it just means that you're not interested in them. They're not hot enough for you. So, hey, it's just not going to work. It has to be their sex, not just hot people of either sex. That's the whole point. It is not a threat. If I was sitting with a girl at dinner and a GQ model walked by and I went, Jesus Christ, I'd have that guy's kids. We'd both laugh. In fact, It is a sign that you're not insecure about other attractive men. It is completely different than a hot woman walking by and me saying, oh my effing God, she's hot. Obviously, that's idiotic and disrespectful, but if she says it first, different. The context does matter. It sounds like this guy was talking about hot women consistently in a context that was making her feel that she wasn't hot enough for him. I don't blame the woman here. I think this is the guy's fault. I think he's very immature. I mean, she should probably leave him. Have one conversation with him, and if he doesn't get it and turn it around and apologize, she should leave him. But I don't even think he realizes how he's coming off. So, it's probably going to end up not working out, even if she talks with him. So that's my thought. The original poster says, thank you. Me neither, GF, girlfriend. I just put him in his place. Hey, I know some girls are okay with admiring other women together, but I don't want to hear about it. If you find someone else attractive, I get it will happen, but if you could keep it to yourself, I would appreciate it. The guy I said that to respected that and never did it again. Both men and women that are dating, even in a happy relationship, are gonna encounter other people while they're with each other, and they're gonna be hot, and you're gonna notice that. But keep that to yourself, and okay, wow, that's another hot woman there with her boyfriend. Okay, cool. I'm with my lady. I'm happy with her, right? To be quite honest with you, when I'm really into someone, like, I don't care, how many other hot women are, in our surroundings. I don't care. I don't even care if they're technically, physically hotter than the woman I'm with. When I'm emotionally bonded to the woman I'm with, nothing is more attractive to me than that. Just because those other women are super hot doesn't mean they're going to be able to connect with you at a level that, your current partner is with. But that's me. I'm also 47, almost 48 years old. And, I've lived and learned. Just like you folks are living and learning now. That's the way it goes. All right, let's get to the next subreddit here. We are at 1 hour and 27 minutes. We're looking really good on time. This is from the subreddit relationships_advice. This is another woman posing the question, did the date go well? Well, let's see what she wrote. Hey, I, 20 years old, you're pretty young, man, was on a date with a shy guy who isn't used to meeting new people. So I'm not sure whether he's not interested or shy. Why would you want to be with a shy guy? An inexperienced shy guy. What's that going to do for you? You going to try to change him? That's not, what women are attracted to. Women are attracted to assertive men that behave like men. Being very shy is not masculine energy. After our first date, he said we should do this again. He texted me the next day, and we texted a bit before he didn't get in touch for 1 week. After the week, he said he was busy with uni assignments. I already thought he was maybe dating other girls, and he found no one else, so he came back to me sadly. That's a possibility, man. He's probably dating multiple women. He's probably a pretty attractive guy. Maybe he's coming off as shy to you when he really isn't, because he's dating multiple women, and he is trying to figure out which one is the best one for him to date, on a more permanent basis. But this is not the right way to do it. It's not. I only recommend dating one person at a time. But that's just me. Nowadays, these people are dating multiple people. It just behooves me. I asked him whether we should meet up again. He said when he's finished with assessments, I said okay, but that I only have time on this day because I have assessments too. So after he came back from family, he met up with me on this day. We got along well, although many awkward silences, but he always proposed that we should do something else, stay longer, and we spent more time than expected together until I finally said I had to leave. Well, did you both have sex together? Is he a very attractive guy? Something is keeping you coming back to him. Something is making you want to keep coming back to him? Is it his looks? Is it because you think he's a decent guy and he's just a bit shy? Or what is it that keeps you coming back to him? Okay. Let's see. He hasn't texted me since yesterday. He was really nervous during the date, but I think he just has social anxiety. Then what's attractive to you, ma'am, about a guy that has social anxiety? That's one of the biggest turnoffs to a woman. So why are you still chasing him? I don't get why some women chase guys. He must be a very, very, very attractive guy physically. And that's not the right reason to keep chasing someone for men and women. But he also didn't pay for drinks on on first or second date. I take it he's not interested in me, but he was willing to meet up late in the evening after coming back from family, and he did obviously want to stay and do stuff. Well, it sounds like to me this guy just wants to have sex with you, man, and you're just someone that's a convenient lay for him. Pardon my French, right? So I think there's your answer, ma'am. I don't think this guy really wants something serious with you. I think he's just going to use you for sex for as long as you continue giving in to him. I think it's time to let him go and move on. But let's see what the comment section said here. Maybe you can try just being friends for a while. No. And if the guy agrees to being friends, then, he's a beta male. It sounds like you both enjoy each other's company, see where it goes. Him getting nervous is a good sign. I think he may be getting nervous because she's expecting more from him and he's not ready to give it to her. Or he may be getting nervous that the 2 or 3 other women he's banging at the same time, she's going to find out about them. Any idea if he's low on cash with school? That could explain some of this if he is. Could propose a cheaper date next time or offer to buy him a drink and see how he responds. Might be able to feel things out that way. I don't think it has to do with that. I think it has to do with the fact that he's dating multiple women. Maybe he's having fun with all of them. Maybe he's been bonding emotionally with all of them. And is just trying to keep them all happy until he figures out which one he wants. I don't know. There are guys that do this kind of thing. I mean, every guy is different. This is even one that's difficult for me to figure out. I can only imagine how she's feeling. I think he's interested, just really bad at dating. No, I think he's playing a game. And that I think he has a system down. He's playing a game. Obviously, she's coming back for a reason. He's probably very good looking. He's probably a very good lover. And he's probably, when he talks, he's probably a great conversationalist. But sometimes maybe he comes off a bit shy during certain moments. I don't know. Let's see. It's up to you whether or not you want to work through it with him. It is. And it kind of just sounds like to me that this guy is not giving her, what she's interested in. If she wants something more long-term and committed and he's not, interested in that, then she needs to let him go. But something keeps her coming back. You aren't asking the right questions. Are you interested in him? If you are, suggesting meeting up again. If that goes well, ask him point blank how he feels. Interesting. We're going to read a couple more here, and then we're going to go to the final Reddit posting. He sounds like my husband was at that age. He was socially shy, and his family would tease him that he just friended every potential relationship because he was shy. The shy thing keeps coming up. Are these guys really shy, or are they trying to hide something? I met him several years later and was told by his family that he's shy and ends up being friends with everyone he tried to date. So if I wanted more, it was up to me. Up to you, the woman? It's not masculine energy. What is going on with these guys that are just sissies? This is not masculine energy. This is ridiculous. Unbelievable. If I wanted more, it was up to me, and you would be willing to be the assertive one when it should be the guy? How can you respect a guy that is less assertive or less manly than you are, ma'am? We went on a few dates and he is a great guy, but they were right. He was just shy. So I took charge and made the first move and asked him questions he had to have real answers for and got him talking. It's Talking, not Taking. It's okay. Who's counting spelling right now? That got him out of his shell. After I got him talking more, I went in for a kiss first. So you're basically the man in the relationship and he's the woman. That's what it sounds like. We were married 3 years later and are still together a decade later. So it could be that he's just shy. Ma'am, how can you respect a man that is less manly than you are? I don't understand how this is working out for you when your man is more feminized and you're coming off more masculine. You're being the assertive one and he's not. What is happening to our men and women in the modern world? Jesus Christ. And they were married 3 years later after she's the one that went in for the kiss. She was the assertive one. 10 years later, a decade later, they're still married. I'd get him talking more. And if you find you like him, take the lead. Oh, boy. You know, a lot of you guys out there are complaining. Women are taking over the world, right? And, you know, men or women should not take over the world. It should be everyone on the same page, being equal. Men respecting women for being women and women respecting men for being men. But the polarity is flipped here. This dude is acting like a woman and she's acting like a man. She's like the man in the relationship. She's the one that was assertive, went in for the first kiss. God. How is that even working for this woman? How is that even turning her on? That she's more manly than her man is. One more here. I'd say to temper your expectations on communication a bit. You seem to think that he should be communicating with you every day. She's not saying that. And he doesn't need to communicate with her every day, but when he communicates with her, he needs to communicate, direct and decisive in a masculine way. The guy is not acting masculine. He's acting more feminine. And she's being the assertive one. That wasn't the case with girls I was interested in when I was in college. If I met someone I was interested in, I often didn't have time to interact with them in any meaningful way until the weekend. College courses and work can be very demanding at that age, and a lot of people don't talk much until the weekend. Yeah, well, when you're in college, you got to take care of your studies first, and then during your spare time, maybe some nights, but usually on the weekends, then, you go on some dates. I get it. Okay. All right. One more here. I can't say how he was feeling. You'd have to ask him, but I do know that when I was dating a guy with severe social anxiety, he was still very thoughtful, attentive, and responsive. So if he was really interested, he would put in the effort. And if his anxiety is so severe he can't text you back, then that wouldn't be a super healthy relationship anyway. Sorry. Yeah, the bottom line is this. Despite anything else, you do want to date people that are as healthy as possible mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, right? But the bottom line is this. If someone is into you, they're going to be consistent with you, right? Okay? And as a man, even though early on and typically throughout the relationship, you're supposed to be cool, calm, and collective and not overdo it, and wait for the woman to come to you, wait for the woman to reach out to you. Hey, babe, how you doing today? And then when she reaches out, all you have to do is say, hey, babe, great to hear from you. When are you free to get together? I'd love to see you again, right? Right? That's all you have to do, right? It's pretty freaking simple. So again, if any guy is into a woman, no matter what, they're going to put in the effort, right? If they're not into you completely, or they're just looking for something alternative, or they have multiple options like many of you women have, then they're going to be wishy-washy. You just gotta look at the signs, look at the behavior, right? No matter, here's the thing. Everybody says they're busy, right? Everybody's working, men and women, and this and that. Women do have time, no matter how crazy their schedule is. Women do have time to fit in one guy. That's the right guy. When women get busy is when more than one guy comes in the picture, right? And let's say they were seeing you for a little while, like a month or so, right? And then all of a sudden, they started giving you excuses, or they started saying work is getting busy. No, it's not getting any busier. There's just another guy in the picture that they perceive to be a better match. And they're investing their free time with him instead of you. If you see signs like that, understand that that is what it is, and just move on. If it's early on, you just move on. If you've been dating them for a while, then you have to ask them about it, right? But if you've gone on a few dates, and then after that, even if you've made out with the woman, you've gone on a few dates, and or even if you slept with her and it just hasn't, she hasn't made the effort she was after those first few dates, then you got to just chalk it up to a loss. Same thing, for you ladies on the flip side. If something is meant to be, it'll just happen. Bottom line. All right, let's go to the fifth and final Reddit posting here. We are at 1 hour and 42 minutes. Let me just check something out here real quick. All right. So, this is from the subreddit dating. And the original poster writes in the topic section, 4th date and still no kiss. Is he nervous or not into me? I need advice. All right, let's read what this woman wrote. This is my first time dating as an adult. She's a 20-year-old female. First time dating as an adult. I met this guy, 21 male, through a friend, and he is wonderful. We have awesome chemistry on dates, and I have a really good time with him. Only issue is he hasn't made a move to do anything remotely physical with me. Well, maybe he's not that attracted to you, or maybe he's just one of those shy guys. Maybe he's a virgin. He's never experienced this yet. Let's see what it is. But if you're into him and he's attracted to you and can't pick up on the fact that you want to be closer to him, he's probably very inexperienced, or, there's something wrong. The most we've done is a little hand brush here or there, or a poke at the arm. My friends all think it is weird that he hasn't tried to kiss me, and I feel awkward making the first move. Well, man, you shouldn't have to make the first move. That's a move the man should make. Is this normal, or is he just not attracted to me? It's definitely not normal, but I can't also sit here and say he's not attracted to you. If he wasn't attracted to you, he wouldn't keep seeing you. But maybe, he's 21, he's young. Maybe he's inexperienced. Maybe he's a virgin. Maybe he's a bit shy. Maybe, he had an experience in the past where he couldn't get it up, and he feels the same thing will happen with you. Who knows? I mean, who knows? There's something that's making him insecure from moving things forward with you. But I think primarily what it is, he's a young guy, he's inexperienced. Well, let's see. Edit. To all of you calling me a hypocrite saying that I also haven't made a move. She doesn't have to make a move. She's the woman. It's a masculine thing to make the move. The man is supposed to make the move. Please note that this is my first shot at this, and traditionally it is expected that the guy makes the first move. Ma'am, not only are you right about that, traditionally it's the guy that makes the first move, it's just the manly thing to do. It's the manly, masculine thing to do for a guy to make the first move. It's a big risk. And women want to see if you're willing to take that risk and risk rejection by going in for the kiss. A man that's not going to be fazed whether the kiss goes through or she turns the cheek is going to go for it, right? You're not wrong here, ma'am. Obviously, it's 2021 and times are changing. But, ma'am, I respect the fact that you're a bit traditional and old school. Because the times have changed and women have become more promiscuous than they've ever been before. Women have become more promiscuous in the modern world than men have ever been promiscuous. Women are even also selling that on the internet, on sites like OnlyFans. So yes, ma'am, I respect you, and you're absolutely right. He should be making the first move. And I'm sure, ma'am, you're giving him signs that you're interested. He's just not reading them. It's going over his head. But I've never done this before, and I don't know any woman who have had to make this move, who have had to make the first move. Well, women have done it, but it's typically the man. And women will respect a man a lot more that has the balls to take a chance to kiss her. It'll turn the woman on, especially if she feels it for him, that the man just goes in for the kiss, not fearing rejection. It's a big turn on to a woman, especially if she's into you. Or only if she's into you. If she's not into you, she's going to turn the cheek. Relax. I'm just nervous. Ma'am, you're dealing with immature, young men and women here. You are all young and inexperienced. So, yeah, that's why these people don't get it. Sounds like you came from a great household and were raised right by two great parents. You seem to be a good, mature, decent lady at 20 years old, which is rare nowadays, but I can see that from the way you write and how you feel. Let's read a few comments here before we wrap this up. Get any questions, comments, or concerns in the chat on YouTube, Facebook, or D Live, and I'll check out the chat one last time before I go off the air here in about 10 minutes or so. We are at 1 hour and 47 minutes. All right. On some real shit, as a guy, I would bet my whole bank account on the fact that he is just nervous. It is anxiety-inducing as hell to make the first move. He obviously likes you, otherwise he wouldn't have gone on 4 dates with you. Honestly, this just seems like a perfect opportunity for you to get out of your comfort zone and make the move if he won't. He still needs to make the first move. She's not wrong there. You could be forward and be like, so are you ever going to kiss me? Or could you just lean in and see if he gets the hint? If you wanted to kiss him, kiss him. I agree here with what Mr. Sophistication is saying, is that try to give him some more obvious hints to see if he will go for it. If you give him some very obvious, not subtle hints, meaning women typically will give you subtle hints they want you to kiss them. And, most guys like this guy will not pick up on that, right? I would pick up on that because I'm very well versed and I'm older, right? But because he's not getting your subtle hints, give him some very obvious hints. And if that doesn't work, at that point, you got to have a conversation with him and ask him, hey, are you just not into me? Do you find me attractive? He might say, well, yeah, I do find you attractive. I think you're a wonderful woman. I'm enjoying getting to know you. Then maybe at that point you can say, well, how come you haven't shown me how you feel about me? And he might say, well, how do you want me to show you? That's not the manly thing to do. The manly thing would be, to just grab her and start kissing her at that point. But this woman needs to pretty much almost go to the point of waving a banner in front of him saying, kiss me or F me, big boy, right? And see if he would even make the move at that point. Maybe not that obvious, but make it a little more obvious. Go sit next to him, put your arm around him, and see what he does. See what he does. And keep your arm around him for like 10 minutes and see if he comes in for the kiss. If not, then you got to talk to him about it and be even more direct. You say, hey, am I just not attractive enough? What do you think about me? I mean, are you attracted to me? And you'll know. I would also bet this dude's bank account that the man is nervous and would love to kiss you. I would also bet this dude's bank account that the man is nervous and would love to kiss you. Well, I don't know how much more obvious she can make it that she wants to be kissed. He's just missing the signs. The original poster replies, LOL, I'll keep you all posted, and I expect my cash if this goes well. I want to give you a big round of applause for that. Now, that was pretty funny. I have to say, that was pretty freaking funny. As a dude that was in this position, I would also bet the first guy's bank account he's nervous or shy. You may have to go ahead and kiss him yourself. I was that painfully shy with my first girlfriend. I don't think she should have to go in for the kiss. I think she should give him some more obvious signs and see if he can actually man up and go for it. Because women are not attracted to men where they have to be assertive and be the leader, especially in the affection department, initially at least. Guys need to be dominant 70 to 80% of the time and submissive 20 to 30% of the time. And initially, guys need to be completely dominant until, the relationship matures. At that point, then there are times where the woman can initiate, but by the time the woman initiates the first time, the guy will have initiated the first time overall and many other times since that. Women are attracted to assertive men that are direct, decisive, and go after what they want. Because when a guy goes after what he wants and just takes a chance, it's basically conveying to the woman that he's really into her, he's really attracted to her, and women want to know that you're truly attracted to them physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if they have to do everything for you, especially make the first kiss, they're not going to know how strongly you feel about them. Jesus Christ, wow. How pathetic. These young dudes, I mean, I was young once too, and I was a little bit shy when I was younger too, but not shy enough to the point of where I couldn't make the first move. I mean, if I was with a woman in my younger days and, I could tell things were going great, yeah, we'd make out, yeah. What's the worst that could happen? She turns a cheek and that's it. We go our separate ways, right? Let's see. Original poster now writes, the woman, LOL, you guys are so funny. Problem is, I am also painfully shy, but noted, oh my God, they're a match made in heaven. Big round of applause. Oh, so now you wait to tell us that, man, that not only is he painfully shy, you're painfully shy too. You're like a match made in shy heaven. Now I know what attracts you to him. So you both are hanging out. You both want to bang each other's brains out, but you're so shy amongst each other that you kind of hang out at a platonic level. I couldn't do that. I couldn't go on a bunch of dates with a woman just to hang out and not have any affection or anything. Couldn't do that. I couldn't even waste a minute of my time unless the chemistry was there. My God. Let me read a few more here before we wrap things up. We are at 1 hour and 54 minutes. Couple more here, then I'm going to wrap it up. The original poster responds as well. When I first met my GF, I was quite shy, and so was she. In my mind, I know I needed to make the first move, but on our third date, she leveled up her courage and held my hand out of the blue when we got out of the car. This instantly took away all my silly, nervous thoughts of, is she into me enough for me to make a move? And in turn, gave me the courage to kiss her at the end of the date. Dude, you read the sign and you went for it. That is manly and masculine behavior. Big round of applause for that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. She gave you the sign, you read it, and you went in. Beautifully executed. That's the way it should be. So if you don't want to dive too deep, since you're a shy person yourself, maybe something subtle yet sends a romantic signal like holding hands will trigger a domino effect for you too. Good luck, lady. I was saying she should put her arm around him, but now she said in the comment section that she's painfully shy as well. They're both shy. Maybe they'll just keep dating each other platonically forever till death do them both part, right? Maybe they'll date forever and never get married, never have sex, and maybe just live together, and maybe they'll sleep in separate beds. The original poster responds to the last comment. It says, "That's so cute. Thank you." This, you don't have to literally kiss him, Just do something small to take away his anxiety about whether or not you like him. I think the fact that she's so painfully shy is throwing him off as well. That's a possibility. That's something I can think of. Oh, I wish you the best, though. Maybe text him the question before the date. Try something lower stakes than a kiss. Maybe lean your head on his shoulder or something. Amen! She should be giving him some sign. Like, I remember our ex-girlfriend, when we went on the first date, went out to dinner. Some women like to do this, even on a first date, right? And I guess I'm okay with it to a certain extent. I do like having some space too after a long week at work or something, right? But with an ex-girlfriend, this was like in my 30s. On our first date, she sat next to me and she started to rub my shoulders softly. And even though I was in my 30s, I got the hint. I'm like, she's ready for me to bring her back and throw her down. And let me tell you, that's exactly what happened, to make a long story short. So yeah, she's got to give him some kind of sign. Maybe she's not giving him any sign, and it could be just as much her fault as his. Agreed. Would also bet first dude's bank account. Homeboy is just nervous. Sounds like y'all have great chemistry, though. I'm sure it is inevitable. Keep us posted. And then one more here. This guy is responding to another comment where the question was posed. So, are you ever going to kiss me? He says, if a woman said this to me, it would make feel amazing. You mean it would make you feel amazing? Why would a woman have to tell you that? Why can't you just read the signs and feel the vibe and go for it, right? Isn't it interesting and more of a challenge? And it's something worth working for to see if she rejects you or not. Part of the excitement when you meet someone new that you're attracted to, and you kind of feel as attracted, or he feels attracted to you too, but you aren't sure, is taking that chance, going for the kiss, and seeing if they reciprocate. And if they do, then that's great. If they don't, then okay, hey, all right, have a nice night. That's it, right? It totally worked on me, +1 for he is probably just nervous. Someone got to make the first move. If he is worth it, give it a shot. My fella asked to hold my hand on our first date. I wouldn't ask, I would just try to go for it. masculine energy is not about asking, it's just trying. And all she has to do is, not hold your hand or shy away from you, right? He was so thrilled I said yes, and then his gentle pinky toe into the water of kissing me was even cuter. It would be indecent of me to ask. I said, indecent? Are you kidding? Just lay one on me, dude. My lips are waiting for you. Oh, that's great. When the woman's that into you. Best kiss of both our lives. I kid you not. And we've both been long married before. Okay. One more here, and we're going to wrap it up. Mine was while reconnecting with an old flame. Hadn't seen each other in months, and after about 3 hours of hanging out, she asked, aren't you going to kiss me? Even though it didn't work out long term, that was the start of an amazing relationship, or let's call that a situationship like we call it nowadays. Something temporary, but it was exciting. And you just went for it. And it felt great at that time. All right. All right, folks, we are at 2 hours and 1 minute. We're going to wrap this up. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you to Brutally Dream 6.2 for being here. Thank you to who was over there on Facebook tonight? It was Basil. Thank you for being here, and anyone else that was watching and not commenting. Folks, a lot more content's coming to the Coach Eli Elias Melas channel, and lots more content is being created elsewhere that I will announce shortly. Another pre-recorded video at 4K, 60 frames per second, Walking with Purpose pre-recorded style will be released at some point tomorrow morning or early afternoon and every day for the rest of this week, and it will continue in the next week, and as long as I can keep it going. So keep it locked here. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and wait a minute, let's go back to full screen. And I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.